Good morning, FlossTube. It's Chrissy, finally a farm girl, and Linda, Stitchy Linda,
on Instagram.
Yes, and we are here with our big StitchCon recap, which we know you've probably seen tons of them now, but we have to at least share some of our tidbits. But when we get home, we usually need a good break.
Yeah, we had to take a little bit of a break. I think when we thought about the Sunday after StitchCon, we were both like, oh, we need a break.
And it was Father's Day.
Yeah,
it was Father's Day.
Yeah.
So, we're a little late to the party and the recaps, but we're going to show you what we got because it's always fun to share the haul and all the stories that go with it. It is Sunday. What the heck day?
It is the 23rd of June.
Yes, Sunday, June 20th.
Luckily, I have a calendar right up there.
Okay. We are recording, obviously, in Linda's Stitchy room / office today. So I drove up to Ocala, which was another thing, too. Our drives are always, an hour. And when you drive home from StitchCon after 14 hours or so in a car, you're like, catch you later.
Uh-huh.
I love how when if Jen and I travel, it's the same with you. You think you're going to give this big goodbye and honey. You're like, gotcha.
We'll see you later. Yeah. Get it in the car and go.
There's not a lot of love when she gets out the car. Either one drops us off. We're just like,
yep.
But retreats sure are fun. So what do you have us discussing?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about StitchCon. I didn't know how much we wanted to talk about the trip up. We left on a Wednesday morning super early.
Earlier than last time.
And we had a pretty good trip.
I will say that it was uneventful.
Yeah.
We literally got there. We even stopped twice for a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And that was nice. And we didn't knock on anything. We did not hit the Kentucky situation that we did the year before.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was kind of uneventful.
Yeah.
And it was just nice.
I think we got it about 9 or so into Cincinnati versus the year before.
But we had already ate dinner.
Yeah.
And I was recovering from a cold, which I then shared with Jen post StitchCon. I almost the girls know. I mean, it was getting down to the point where it's like, am I canceling? Am I not going? Because, but anyway, so it worked good, but I coughed in her blankie in the back.
Oh, is that what?
I think, well, I was trying to do this, but.
Yeah, whoever was in the back seat got the blankie and the laying down kind of,
But yeah, so we got on the road and I don't think we had, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Even Atlanta, we had just all around, even going home, we did hit traffic coming home, but that was in Georgia.
Yeah, in Georgia.
And not even Atlanta, really, was it?
Atlanta,
Yeah.
I think we were, but still, we did get home at a fairly decent time.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't too bad at all.
No.
So,
yeah,
uneventful, thankfully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It seemed like a few people did better this year, like even Chris Leedy.
Mm-hmm.
She had travel and flight issues last year, so everybody, I feel like all around, everybody's travels were good.
Yeah.
And the weather was really nice there, I have to admit. There was a great
nice
breeze.
We came from it being extremely hot down here.
Yeah, it felt so good. And anyways, we had a blast.
Yeah, we did.
We had a blast. Geez, we always come up with, we always have funny stories when we're driving. I mean, we always do. But I will say this year's funny story did end up being the quote unquote tomato lady. I think that's, that is the story of 2024 StitchCon. And it basically kind of goes a little bit like this. When they open the annex and they allow you Thursday night to do your sneak peek, no prices, no purchasing. They get you your mouth watering.
You're all hyped up to see what's new and what's in there.
So we walked through, and around the corner was an old toolbox, and I'm sure everybody's heard this by now, but in this old toolbox were all of these roll tomatoes, and there was we started freaking out because in my mind, I'm getting to the point where I think a lot of us are, where I have plenty of patterns. I'm not sure if I want more fabric because I always seem to change my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
I love having my stash, but I've got a decent stash. So I saw these tomatoes, and Jen saw it, and I'm like, that's it right there, right? How are 300 women going to? There's going to be a fight.
Yeah, because it didn't open until 8 o'clock.
Right, 8 o'clock the next morning. Right. So we get through Thursday night. We're all over having some post fun in the bar area, and then there's the late night stitching.
And we were late night stitching. Yeah.
So, anyways, Jen and I
stitching, but in the late night stitching.
Jen and I were talking to a new group of kind of a new meeting for the first time group of friends, and then a couple of them were new to me, and we got talking about how we were going to conquer this tomato attack, and we were all tired. So, who's going to possibly get in line? And then just as we were talking about this, I'm like, I wonder if there's a limit. And Steph had walked by, and I said, hey, just asking for a friend. But if one person were to buy, say, 10 tomatoes and half, is there a rule? And she's like, the rule is we want to sell the stuff. So if someone gets there, so Jen happily volunteered to get up, stay in her like jammy outfit, get down there. I think it's 7:30 and be first in line for these tomatoes. And so everybody, you will see some photos in the stitchy room of hands up and all this stuff, because we took a number, and I think it was about 7 or 8.
Yeah, Jen came running in the late night stitching room where we were sitting, and there was a group of us, I don't know, 8 or 9, and we were sitting there just chatting, and Jen comes running in, okay, how many want tomatoes? And all the hands go up in the air, and like she said, she's going to put pictures up afterwards of a bunch of stuff.
The table was filled with some really great friends, Tara, Linda, Diane,
Melissa, Michelle,
Jinx,
there was a Michelle,
Christy
Jinx,
and
Michelle.
so everybody, and then Jen sends me a picture at 7:30 in the morning of her outside the door, and I returned the favor with a picture of me with my head on the pillow, which apparently she shared with Tara.
And she managed to get.
And she did. She got 7.
Yeah.
Someone else, it doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter. But she got 7 of them. And so as she's carrying these around, then she ends up with 2 in her hand, and a picture gets taken of her.
Well, it was funny because apparently she brought a T-shirt that said "Tomato Lady" because she, it was just in her stuff, so she
gardens
to wear it.
And she gardens,
so
and we all have a thing over our
really
tomatoes.
Kind of cute that she's got these tomatoes and she's got the shirt on. That
she went up to the room, and when she changed, and she's like, I had to. Well, as she's holding these, the picture kind of went a little StitchCon viral.
Yeah, it went a little viral.
And then everybody thought she was the maker. And then people were sharing her picture and saying, who is this? And so that was the big thing.
And then even afterwards,
there was
something
StitchCon
on the
StitchCon.
There was something on the StitchCon board said, does anybody know this lady? I want to get some tomatoes.
And then we were table 17.
We were 12.
And
we were right behind you.
Right. And we planned it that way. We had some new people coming this year, so we knew we were going to not be at the same table, but we were all together as usual. And so it was really funny because when Jen came and she had all the tomatoes, we had not hooked up with AJ from the Quilting Pop. My table was Annie the Proper Stitcher, Judy from JBW, AJ, and Terry. Her daughter is Sweet Wing Studio? No. Oh, dang.
I don't know. I can't think of it.
Her daughter is a designer. Screen door needle.
Screen door needle.
Sorry, it just yeah. So, anyways, it was really nice because when it was right behind us, but at the same time, I got to meet and get to know people better, and they were super sweet. But AJ really wanted a tomato, and she didn't get a tomato, and she. We're ladies. We pouted. She pouted. And then lo and behold, I'm like, hey, do the form and see if the shop has them and see if they'll bring it to you.
Is that how she did
That's how she got it.
Okay.
And we were like, I don't know. And then Annie went over to Keepsakes and she said, hey, there's pumpkins,
Mm-hmm.
but I saw a couple randomly sitting around. So I said, what do you got to lose? Sign it up. And then the last, I think it was Saturday, the night of the auction or whatever, she got a bag back and it had her tomatoes. So you'll see a picture of AJ like,
Oh, tomato.
She got her tomato. It was all about the tomato this year.
Yeah. Behind, like she said, I was in front of Chrissy's table. We were 12. And Melissa, who I've been to Stitch with every year that I've been, she's Melissa Neely, Neely's Needle Nest on Instagram. My friend Diane, who this was her first StitchCon, and also my friend Carla and her sister and a friend. And Carla and I hadn't seen each other in a while, but we were in banking together, so it's kind of cool to see some friends that I hadn't seen for a while. Yeah, but it was good.
It was. You know, you think every year, do I want to make this trip again? Because for us, it's a good haul. It's a good haul. And then you get there and you think, how can I not come back every year? So we can share some goodies or we brought some of our favorite little things.
Yeah, I have put a lot of mine away, but a lot of what Chrissy's going to show, I got too. Much of it. So, but we had really sweet gifts, and a lot of them just dropped off when we weren't there. Yeah. So I wasn't quite sure who, but we just had sweet gifts.
I mean, you know, I think there's a lot of people that, I think they show you a lot of, you know, everything. And I think for Linda and I, we like to hit on some of the key components. I gotta say, StitchCon to me has no longer become, it's all about friends, but it is also to me about, I absolutely love being involved in her community project of the year.
Right.
How in the world can anybody wrap their brain around 2 weekends and of 600 women raising $68,000
and more? I think
it grows. I mean, but you want to call it $70,000 in 2 weekends.
It's amazing.
That is something that I would want to be a part of for the rest of my life, because it's just
the auction on Saturday night is just truly mind blowing.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
But it's truly just amazing.
It is. It's like, I feel like I'm such a small part of it this year. I had a little basket. Linda helped contribute some things, and Jen did, and it's just how it all goes down, and watching it happen in front of you, I think is got to be the highlight now of StitchCon. And it's funny that 6 years ago that wasn't even something they did.
In fact, I think your first year was the first time they did the auction.
3 years
ago. Steph has she's amazing as
and
an auctioneer.
Even though they changed the rules, they did it for the better, because, you know, some of these were pretty high ticketed items, so they're now starting at a lower point. But it's so much more than just a retreat.
Yeah,
it really is. And then this, you know, every year I try to do a little something different in the area, just for the sake that, for me, I had never done a lot of traveling for a while, and now we go. So this year, Jen and I did go to the antique shop that everybody talked about last year, and that was phenomenal. So we borrowed your car.
Oh, what?
Our trip up.
Well,
how did we forget?
Well, I wasn't real sure you were going to share it, so I didn't want to volunteer it.
Well, since it was out on social media, yes, we had one little hiccup, and that was we got a little pulled over in Georgia.
South Georgia.
Yeah.
Well.
I mean, it's unfortunate because Jen was driving, and it's unfortunate that she did get, got a ticket. But we were both in the car, and it was basically, I mean, the poor thing, the guy was sticking out in the median, and
she had
she mentioned it out loud. She's like, "Oh gosh, that's dangerous," and so she sped up to move, and then he pulled out behind us, and so. Yeah, that part was, but it was a little comical because I shared.
She got a really cool picture, and that'll be on there.
Yeah,
and I happened to be on the phone with Gerald.
Yes.
Walking him through, we had internet problems, and I was walking him through what to do, and I said, "Oh, got to call you back."
Yeah. Yeah. So. It was, I would say that was definitely the event. But other than that, it was so good to see people, and I think, you know, besides what they did at the auction, we did unfortunately lose. I guess there were 2 stitchers, but literally, I think there was a deeper level of love because we were all there honoring and knowing about the grief that from the loss of the purple stitcher.
And one of them happened to be someone that I had met and stitched with back in 2019 at Silver Needle. Jen and Tara, Sully Stitches, and Marcy Thiessen were at Silver Needle with me, and we walked up to the table. I ended up sitting with them, and I've just kind of stayed friends with them since.
Yeah.
Have had really good conversation. Jen was an amazing stitcher, amazing, and a wonderful finisher. I mean, just truly. And last year, I had the opportunity to sit and chat with her for quite a while, and it was so much fun. And then right after StitchCon last year, she got diagnosed. So it was very sad.
It was a joy to see, you know, I mean, and, you know, Tara was basically, that was her best friend.
Very, very close,
So,
and Marcy.
We were worried. You know, you worry for your friends, and so I think that it actually turned into the most perfect celebration of life in a way, even though she had to go home and have some hard things. But for her to be there and for us to all, I think it added a different element this year. And I think we just all need to embrace what that was, because, I mean, you just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
No, Jen was only 53.
I mean, just too young. So, having Tara there and being able to all laugh and smile and do all that honored Jen more than anything else we could have done. So that's the hat.
That's the trip.
That's our trip, and we can show some goodies now since we're 20 minutes in, and all we've shown is the tomato.
Do you want?
We got a cool bag.
We got a bag that's in back.
This year with when we registered, and you got your passport.
And then we got a passport like we do every year that has the FlossTubers in it. It has like an itinerary.
Yeah.
It also has a place where you can get the freebie charts that they give every year. So that was cool. And then we had a little notebook with a pen that we received.
The bag to me was the best.
The bag, and she used the bag today, and it was cool.
It is the best bag. Every year their bag level goes up. This one is super nice, super sturdy, as a strap for your suitcase.
Yeah, where you can hang it on the handle.
I mean, it is
nice.
I love this bag.
And then we got and I don't have it in here, a glass container or container that was really nice with Ohio on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It
was given to you as you walk in the door.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the table. So I mean, it was everything you'd want it to be and more this year, I think. So, all right,
go ahead. You've got the bulk of what I got instead of a tomato was a pumpkin. What happened is I didn't see the pumpkins, but apparently somebody said, "Well, they have pumpkins." Annie said they have pumpkins.
Yeah,
and I said, "Oh, well, I want a pumpkin." Well, Jen and Chrissy went over to Keepsakes on one of their trips, I guess, and brought me back this pumpkin.
Annie did it.
Oh, Annie did it. Okay.
The day we went to the antique store, we borrowed her, her car. And so when we got there, there's obviously everybody knows there's gifts flying everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so fun and all the little stuff. But Linda had got Jen and I. We've been doing some patriotic stitching, so she ordered us project bags. And
little zipper pull,
scissor fob, real cute. So, anyways, and this is new. This is Chandel's. I've never had one.
I know. I really loved it. Just the color and the size of it and everything. And I thought, well, I'd never used her bags before.
I love it.
But I thought it was great for you and Jen because I knew you were doing a lot of patriotic stuff. Yeah.
We're in the Plum Street Patriotic with Hollis Hands Create. We're doing that sale with her through Labor Day. But anyways, when we heard there was a pumpkin, me and Linda would have been more inclined. She's a big fall lover to go for the pumpkin. So when Annie was there, we were afraid they're going to run out. So Annie and Judy went first. And I'm like, if it's there, could you get us a pumpkin? And then that's how we had it.
Well, I'll have to thank her. I didn't realize it.
I mean, we paid ate her.
Yeah.
She just picked it up.
She just
In case they ran out, because she said they were kind of just scattered. It wasn't like a bowl of 20.
Yeah, you had to go looking for them. Yeah.
So anyways, but I will say, I think the pumpkins with the stalk are phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Heavy.
Oh, super heavy. Okay, and then I got two of the girls, a group, but Tammy Blaylock and a group that I met last year in October at Elaine's of Annabella's All Things Fall Retreat. I met those group. I've talked about them before, and we have stayed in a texting group, and we chat almost every day. So when they say these things can happen, they really do. And so anyways, Laura and Mary of that group, on a whim, when we were there a year ago, signed up. Now remember, back a year. Yeah. So they said, we're like, oh, they'll never get in. Well, right before StitchCon, they got in. So they were over with Tammy and sitting there. And anyways, Mary and them did a little antique shopping on the way. And so she picked me up this cute little vintage child's tray. Oh, look, I got a needle minder stuck in the back.
I was just looking at that and I thought,
that goes over there. So that was really, really sweet. And then she gave out, it's kind of hard because you don't know which table you're going to be at. And generally your table mates are six to a table. Right. So anyway, she handed out this really sweet strawberry box.
I haven't seen a lot of this stuff.
Oh, it's so cute. And then,
oh my gosh, isn't that cute?
Yeah. So She Loves Sheep. There's the strawberry pin. And then as people came around and were handing things, I kind of just shoved them in there. So this worked out really cute. And it sat on top of, I thought I was going to be genius this year for all of these little trinkets people leave. And so I did bring.
I couldn't believe she brought this.
Ever crazy. I fit it in my project retreat bag. I brought my
brought this with her.
And it worked out great because every time somebody brought a needle minder or something, I just slapped it on the top and I didn't have to worry about losing it. I had covered.
And then stuff in the drawers too.
Oh, yeah. So this was a cloth, a beautiful, that came from Judy Whitman. And then I'll show you, we got Martha Cross Stitch Crazy. We just have a really sweet connection. Unfortunately, it's due to losing our peers, but that's the time frame that we met because it was 3 years ago. So she brought me a beautiful cardinal blingy needle minder. Laura Chicks and Stitches, she's the one I'll talk about later, but she has a new business. She was at the table. I just kind of I just could slap everything in there. And then Jen got me the witchy boots, but
that was Christy.
This was Christy Jakes. And she, every year, she makes a little felt wool animal, wool felt animal. And this year, I got a chicken. So cute. Everybody gets a little chicken at a little. Yeah. And last year I got a.
I don't remember what it was.
What were the two animals? It's a little stand-up guy. Oh, dang, an owl. I picked an owl.
Okay.
So
yeah, there were different things.
That's it. She's in. I asked her already. What are you making next year? Could it be a sheep? Is it more thing? But then the drawers, I was able to all the little things as people brought business cards and rulers and measuring tape. I had a place to immediately put them. So, and a lot of people this year passed out scissor fobs and charms.
Yeah, a lot of
and
or
your board trays. I got a few of those.
Zipper pulls, really nice.
Just fun.
In fact, I put a lot of mine up here on my stand up there. The zipper pulls and scissor fobs I got.
There we go. So it worked out. It worked out really fun, and they all laughed at me. But then I sat there on my thing, and I could put this here, and then I had my big tomato, and I thought
I don't know how she had room to stitch, truthfully, but
right. Jen, Sweet Chaos Stitcher, her table, she does a lot of handcrafting, but she made beautiful bags that she filled. Crochet baggies that she filled with chocolate, Lindor chocolate, and then inside of it were her favorite bone.
Yes.
Bone.
Yes. Bone.
Bone. Yeah, B-O whatever.
H-I-N.
Yes. These are her favorite scissors.
I love them.
So I have plenty of scissor fobs now that I can hang on. Oh, I guess I could do that one right there. Anyway, so yeah, and it was so cute.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, she made all these little, so I have a red one.
Mm-hmm.
Linda's favorite colors are blue.
Yeah, I have a blue one.
So then anytime that came, I just had so much fun sticking it in stuff like that. Then when we went antiquing at this antique mall that's there, it's open 9 to 9, 7 days a week. I would be broke. My husband would freak out. So I did come across, I found this little Walt Whitman box, and there's a funny story because somebody else had it in their hand to buy it.
Uh-huh.
They went to pay for it, which I love how these stories happen. They went to pay for it, and the gentleman at the shop pulled the price tag off, and it pulled the cover with it. So he took it back. He put the price tag inside of it, and I come around, I pick it up, price tag's in there, it almost falls out, $5. So I'm like, well, when I opened it, it said Brooks Sewing Cottons, and I thought, well, I'm going to have it opened and displayed anyways, so what do I care what the lid does? So it's so funny, I bought it, and then someone came up and shared, hey, my friend actually had that, and then they put it back. So that was like my little antique haul. I didn't do too much. This year, Jen and I went to, when we did go to Keepsakes, I forgot my stuff with her, so she's got the patterns I got from Keepsakes. But
and unfortunately, you didn't find something till you got back.
Oh yeah, I've been in a cleaning mode since I got back, and that
was your first year that you got that.
Yeah, the very first year at StitchCon, I won pretty good. And one of them was a $50 gift certificate to Keepsakes. And I came home and I immediately told them, yep, I put it right exactly where I'll know where it is for next year. I'll just save it. Does it expire? Nope. And then for the next 2 years, couldn't find it. I don't know where I put it. And then I was cleaning yesterday, and oh my gosh, there it was, cleaning out an old desk. Don't know why I thought that would be the place to put it. But so I have money. I have money. But yeah, so we did the quilt shop this year because Jen would like to get into quilting. So I'm like, let's walk next door. And it was really nice. I've never done that. So those 2 new things. We tried the antique store, and we did go in the quilt shop, and we did each buy a little bit of fabric. And it's a really cute shop. So that was kind of new.
Yeah. The other new thing was for 2 years, well, all I've heard out of Chrissy is every time we go, I get it to eat at, what is it, Bob's? No, Big Boys. I didn't get to eat at Big Boys. I didn't get to eat at Big Boys. Yeah. So this year we're talking about dinner, and I said, we're going to Big Boys because I don't want to hear for the next year.
We normally head out that first night, and we try to go early because then opening remarks are coming at 7. So we're usually all ready, and Thursday, it feels like it's a blur. Yeah. By the time you register and you get your seats and all that kind of stuff, there's rarely any stitching. And
we just went to Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, we go to Ruby Tuesday, but I will tell you that it was
not as good as it used to be.
It was, they're struggling. Yeah. That one's struggling, and we'll just leave it.
And we always went because they have a nice salad bar, and and we had a great group. I mean,
we had
Annie went with us, and Judy Whitman, and a couple of your friends,
Mary and Laura,
and
I mean, it was a big
Diane,
table.
Melissa. I think we had at least 10, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say that the meal wasn't okay, but they're struggling there. So the next night or the night after that or something, we tried the Big Boy down the street, and
and then we went for chicken salad chicks.
Like who knew that was? We saw someone come back with Chick-fil-A. I mean, the more you go, the more you learn because you watch people. And I would have been real happy with Jen and I. We enjoy taking our trips if we're going to do something, a little side adventure in the morning, right before lunch. And we grabbed lunch and brought it back from the antique mall, which was so cool because they're like $5. You guys got tuna salad and chicken salad sandwiches, and we learn every year. We learn. We did hear, unfortunately, we heard not nice things about the hotel next door.
Yeah, I kind
I
of
was
seen that.
very sorry for
Yeah.
a few people that were struggling with that hotel next door. I can't think of the name of it now. Live in. Either way, we do always.
We've always
for me,
stayed.
we stay right there.
It's
at the
just so
convention
much
center.
easier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love knowing that the girls, when we're late, because we did 2 a.m. one night.
Yeah.
We did some late
Two
nights.
nights.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we did some late nights.
Actually, 3.
I like, yeah.
Okay.
Even the night before.
Yeah.
I mean, we partied. We partied like, as far as like being
We had a
up
good
late.
time.
We had a very
really
good time. Anyways. So, okay.
So, what about, do you have haul from StitchCon?
I do. I don't have as much.
Oh, that's right. You said you didn't have
Yeah, my
with you.
keepsakes is there. The haul that I actually got from the annex, I have to say, at the very last minute, because we're weekend A, Bent Creek Trunk Show arrived. And so they kind of shut it down a little bit and then gave us an opportunity to come in as they emptied a table.
Mm-hmm.
And so I grabbed this one. To me, it's way cuter in person, but I came across Betty Boo.
A lot of their stuff is so much cuter in person.
It really, really is.
They were one of the designers at Silver Needle the year that Diane and I went.
This is so cute. And I know that Daisy Cottage Stitching, Sharon Yeager, and her bestie friend Judy, we're going to all kind of stitch this together. But the model was adorable. So cute. And then I grabbed, I think I have the Stars and Stripes Bent Creek row, but I did not have the Trick or Treat row. Yeah.
And my Bent Creek Summer Snapperland, I'm going to be able to pick up, and then it's getting framed. Oh, that was the Bent Creek, the last one that I did.
Yeah, yes. You had some good finishes last time. Yeah. Judy Whitman, she had she was at our table, so I got a bag from Judy, and she always has the cutest things, and she always does something from local. And she had one of the things that I thought was really cool was she had some treats from Confections and Convictions, something like that. I don't have it with me, but if someone ever wanted to know, it's a chocolate place in Michigan, and
she got those last year.
Unique. No, not this one.
We had nuts last year. Okay.
This one was a chocolate shop that he focuses on giving people a second chance after being convicted or incarcerated for so anyways, I loved the cause. It was really cute, but it's like called Confections and Convictions or something like that. It was really cute how he did the play on words. And then she also, so usually there's some food that comes from her local area, which is really sweet. And then this year she included some Eiffel Tower scissors. So,
sweet.
Yeah, they're really cute. I don't know if anybody can see those, but
cute.
Yeah, really cute. And then, of course, I told Jen, well, I've been to Paris. And she said, nah. Forever ago. But that was really, really sweet.
I guess I didn't get much haul either. Actually, my friend Diane, who, again, that was her first year at StitchCon, she'd never been to Keepsakes. She actually arrived a day early. And she went over to Keepsakes, took a lot of pictures, and brought back a picture, and we both started talking. In Keepsakes, they had the Prairie Schooler Santas. Now, I've done this one, but I did it regular size. But they had the Prairie Schooler Santas on smaller count. Yeah. So we decided...
Stand-ups. They were finished as a little stand-up.
We're going to do them on 25 count. So we each bought a fat quarter of mushroom, 25 count. Ooh. And we're going to do some of them 1/1. And they would be about 3 inches... by 2 inches.
It was adorable. I don't know how I happened to see it and know. I mean, it was really...
Well, she has a thing about small stuff anyway, but then we talked and we said, okay, we're going to have to do this. So I happen to have that pattern, which I'd already stitched, but the plan is to get a few more and do the little stand-ups. So that's really the only thing that I bought was a fat quarter of 25 count mushroom.
Yeah.
And it looks very close too the fabric.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. So Laura, I've shared on my, if you follow me on Instagram, I've shared a couple of posts sharing her new shop. But she's going to have, it's called Chicks and Stitches. And anyways, like I said, I met her about a year ago, and she's been taking the last year to put the business together, decide what she wanted to do. And anyway, so I shared the website, and you guys have been great about going and giving her some love and follow. And a few people did ask, is it authentic? She only had 6 posts. So she understands, I mean, she's new to Instagram. She's new to StitchCon. She's new to the stitching community per se, but she's always stitched. And her aunt, I believe, who's 80, she cross stitches. Okay. So she isn't new to stitching. She's just needs to build her gallery up. But anyway, she does also work for a quilting shop. Like that's her daytime job or part of it. I don't know if she works full time, but either way, she works for a great fabric quilting store. And she has been making bags. And so these are, she's going to sell some, maybe like your regular project bag, but she wants to sell some of these smaller, different ones. And I have to tell you, she gifted me this at StitchCon. I love the side zipper thing going on. Oh yeah, that is that cool. Angled. Yeah. Anyways, I was going to see if her thing was in there, but I think it's over there. But either way, I'll link her in it, and she is eventually going to have these to sell in her shop. And so that was a sweet gift. We all got to kind of like pick out of the bag a few of them. Yeah. So I like it. I guess one of the other thick. It is. I could tell. Yeah, it's really thick. It's really nice really quality. Well. Yeah. So if you were doing something like your little prairie schooler. Oh yeah. Right? Anything small would fit great. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess the other you want to do that. So this is a new. I guess it's. Yeah. I got a piece too. Of course, I got a blue piece. So this is a new fabric dyer, Millennial Fabrics, and she walked around and she let you pick out of a little sample, an ornament sample it's called, and she's also opening up her own shop as well that will have some patterns. So I've already shipped her some of my patterns, and we got a good chance to talk and meet. Her name's Sarah, and super sweet. So I picked this one. This color is, I want to say it's oat milk. I was going to say oatmeal. I could take it out, but. And it was nice because she gave you a little gift card, and she has all of her social media information on there. So this, I just grabbed a piece of Ada. I don't know if that's going to show the pink, color. But it's not. Yeah, there you go. Maybe more. Yeah. But I will say the colors that I saw were really pretty, and I grabbed this real quick just because sometimes I like to do my ornaments on a little piece of Ada. But anyways, check out Millennial Fabrics. Check out her shop. I believe she had Plum Street patterns that were already there. She's building it up, but her fabrics, I will say, and then they were at StitchCon in the annex as well. So, okay, I missed them in the annex. Okay, yeah. So, anyways, that was Sarah of Millennial Fabrics. I think actually Diane got a piece of her fabric in the annex. Now that I think about it. Oh yeah. They were beautiful colors, beautiful neutrals. I definitely have a project in mind that I would like to use for next year, Nashville Honor stuff, and I think you're gonna see it. I think you're gonna see it out. And I know AJ from the Quilting Fest, she got her favorite color is purple. Oh. And she grabbed it, and it's gonna be so cute for Halloween. So yeah, check it out. I'll make sure that we put Millennial Fabrics in a link for you. When we checked in, of course, one of the first people that you see when you're checking in are Pam and Steph. And we did want to just say thank you to them because their FlossTube, just before StitchCon, we were recognized as the gold FlossTubers that week. It was kind of fun. Yeah. So we just kind of wanted to say thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah. And they did also the week really before. Sweet. Yeah, the week before. I don't do it all the time, but I know very much so that Pam enjoys the patriotic stitching and the nautical. So I did send and gift them some of my summer releases as well as some for giveaways. And it was really, really nice that both of them, but Steph really
Yeah.
gave some good kudos for my pattern, Dear Soldier. So
Yep.
I really, really appreciated the fact that they took the extra time to give that pattern some little special attention.
And now
So-
there's a sale going on.
Yeah, so I think what do we have, like 50
Yeah.
in
the Facebook group.
Yeah, so the pattern Dear Soldier, when I was up at Elaine's retreat, I shared with you already that there was a group of stitchers, and it's Nettie and Cookie and Vicky that have put together a Dear Soldier sale. And now the details are in
the Facebook
group. So there is a group, it's Dear Soldier sale. Linda helped me to create it real quick as admin, but now, it's kind of fully on out there. Some people have already started it. The real start date is July 1st.
July 1st.
And they're just going to take it by rows. So if you want the details, definitely, check it out and join. And yeah, I think we're up to like 50.
Yeah.
There's also Farmhouse Flossies and such is doing they're doing a sale for God Shed His Grace
I saw that.
with her
conversion. Yeah.
Right. And then I have my Swedish sampler that I didn't bring it with me today. I will record a small video. I hope so. But it's done. It's back. And it will be released on June 29th with Farmhouse Flossie's Floss. But there'll be a conversion to DMC or any other dyed floss in case, So that's the sale world for me. But yes, Pam and Steph, it was really, really nice.
It was very
to be
nice.
recognized.
Yeah.
I think it's fun when they do the gold and silver.
I always love that. Well,
I do.
I think I've always said, I've always watched Pam and Steph as long as, they were my first ones to watch, and it's my Sunday night thing. I normally watch them.
And, big kudos to both of them for their health journey.
Oh.
I can't say, I know for a fact, people don't notice when I lose weight. It takes a good chunk of weight to come off before somebody that doesn't see you to know. So when I see them on FlossTube, I'm not always picking up on that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see them in person, it was a really significant difference.
And it's been fun to watch them this weekend because they're doing Pam's birthday weekend.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they're at the Red Sox games, and it just looks wonderful. They're having a great time, and they deserve it after all the work that they did to StitchCon.
Yeah.
It was just, there's so much work that goes into that with Barbara and all of her staff.
The only thing we didn't do this time
we
is
didn't get a picture
under that little.
I know. I managed
thing.
to get, finally in late night stitching, I ran over to Pam and said, can we get, now we both looked kind of rough, but.
Right, I know, like the last night, they're like. Oh.
But anyway, it didn't manage to get a picture, but we didn't. I'm kind of sad about that, but yeah. So, all right, after StitchCon, I actually went to the shop on the Saturday after StitchCon and stitched with Peter. He had just got back from the country sampler retreat. So he shared all his goodies with me. The timing just wasn't right for him to be here. And the shop actually this Sunday, we couldn't get into. She's been closed for over a week now. She lost her air conditioning the day that Peter and I were there stitching and called on Monday, and it ends up that a whole new unit. It's a big deal. It's up on the roof. There's a crane involved, but she hopes to be open by July 2nd. So that's a week from Monday or a Tuesday. I'm sorry. July 2nd is a Tuesday. So another week. I did want to mention that in case anybody had plans, because we put it out there in Brick City Stitchers that she's closed. We've got notes on the door. She's got notes on the phone, but I know that she has people drive sometimes. So the only thing I can say is if you are planning a trip in the next several weeks, maybe call before, just to make sure she's open. We hate to have anybody drive, 4 hours and the shop is closed because it's unusual. Yeah. But we had a good time. I got to see all his stuff. He has a great story on some of his table gifts that he did. Nice. So I'm sure we'll share that down the road. Yeah. It'll be soon.
That was fun. Our next show, our next retreat. I don't know how I say show. Our next retreat is Stitch Florida.
Right. We have Stitch Florida, but we also have Sit and Stitch Ocala on July 13th.
Yes.
Which is only a one day, not really a retreat, but just a one-day stitch-in.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about that is she had a wait list of over 20 people. and she has managed to find a bigger location.
Yeah.
So that's going to be good going forward.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of got off on a tangent here on some other stuff. One thing I did want to say is we recently lost another friend to cancer. And Sarah was one of our Brick City stitchers. Sarah was a huge counted canvas. She did a lot of counted canvas. Beautiful, beautiful work.
Yeah.
But she was actually diagnosed well over 2 years ago, probably 3 years ago, and given months to live.
Yep.
And fought and was so positive, just such a positive person. But we sadly lost her just last week. So
when I said, shared my condolences with Melissa.
Right. Melissa was very good friends.
I'm like, I was so sorry. I said, I'm actually just so thankful you had the extra time you did because she was vibrant even through it. Bless her heart. Yeah. But anyways, it was not easy.
All right. So let's see. Do we want to do, I have a fully finish.
Let's do it.
I actually have two, but I only have one of them.
I cannot believe that you did it.
Well, it went to the shop.
I wouldn't go to the shop with no air in Florida.
Let's see if I can turn it. All right. But this is my Summer Quaker by Lila Studio. And again, it's not the whole Summer Quaker. I managed to just do the middle section. And it's on 30,
I don't think I'm going to be
you're probably not going to be able to get it without a glare.
Okay, I'm going to hold it right like this. That's pretty good. That's about as good as I'm going to get.
It's on 32 count refined, and it was a Fortnite fabric I had in my stash. But I love it. And it's normally hanging out in the living room along with Live on Little, which is in the back, and I just brought it in here to put on the wall. But
I heard when I was walking I didn't even get a video of all the brag tables. I got a good chunk, but I didn't even get all of them. But Judy Whitman was just completely in love with the finish of this and the matting and the perfection of it. And, the cutouts, they're just subtle enough and
Pam
so
does,
perfect.
The girl that does a lot of my framing used to do all the framing for Dixie Darlin in Tennessee, and she closed. Cindy, that owned Dixie Darlin, now lives in Gainesville and is close friends with Jean, our shop owner. And actually, Pam moved just south of here, and so they've all stayed close friends.
Right.
And Pam is still doing some framing out of her home.
Right.
So she did my Live on Little, she did this, and she now has my Summer Snapperland, and she has my Drawn Thread seasons. So
it turned out so good. Let me just say, if I had 8 arms or 8 arms, I guess I'd want arms if I were not. But I would have 2 of them working on Summer Quaker, 2 of them working on my modern folk embroidery, 2 on Prairie School. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But this turned out really good, and it makes me, when I see it, want to go back. Do we want to do our Prairie Schooler at the same time?
Sure.
Share that one?
Sure.
Just get some whips. Now, I actually did stitch at StitchCon, even though it was not much, but I had a new start at StitchCon, and I got some stitches in this year. Not late night stitching.
I actually stitched quite a bit.
You do better, Linda had a little back surgery before that really gave her
some relief.
Yeah. So that was really nice to have, even though the car ride I think took a toll. Yeah. Being confined and not being able. We try to make sure that we get out and stretch our legs and do those kind of things. But it's not easy.
They drove a lot more than I normally. I normally drive a lot more, but I let them drive so I could stretch my legs out. And it was good. But by the end of the day, I was kind of feeling, because I just had it the week before. So
we kept stealing her car.
Yeah.
Because when Jen and I do this every year, hey, you want to go here? And then we're like, we don't have a car.
And she comes over and taps me on the shoulder. Can we borrow the car?
Yeah. We'll bring you lunch. 3 hours later.
Yeah.
But we got, so do you have a better pen or you got the cardstock?
Yeah, I got the cardstock.
Okay, so this is our Prairie Schooler that we've been working on, Christmas Village. And this is Ginger Shoal's
Birthday Sal.
Birthday Sal.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna do yours.
Yeah.
Yours is so pretty on the blue. You've got some more details than I do.
It's actually pewter, or it's called Silver Mist. And I did manage to get quite a bit done on other way, that house.
Yeah.
I saved some fill in on that. So yeah, it's coming along pretty good.
It's so fun to see the differences. In the blue and everything, and you've got a good start. Are you done? No, you're not done.
No, there's a lot more trees.
You got a lot in there.
I've got a lot of the trees done.
And she has more of the details. I was trying at the beginning, I was going hot and heavy on this before StitchCon, trying to give myself places for fill-in. And then if I finished a house, I just started another one and left it. So I am here. Mine is on 28 count vintage country mocha.
Okay.
And I started the church, which is this one here.
Yeah, I haven't started that one.
Yeah. But, I mean, as you can see, I had left this one to fill in and never got to it.
Done, huh?
Yeah. I did get a snowman in, and I got the flag and some other fences, and I enjoy doing the trees. I don't know why these, but my goal was get to the corner of the church and that tree, and that's my size.
Sure.
And then I'm working on quite a large piece.
A huge piece, yeah.
So I'd love to be able to cut it off. So if I could get over to the church, and then I'll go back up to the top again. I think we've both decided we're leaving that little border off. Correct?
Yeah, I'm not doing the border.
Yeah,
I
it's a zigzaggy thing.
I don't remember if Ginger did or not, but I had decided I wouldn't.
Yeah. But I was really enjoying it so much.
Yeah, we normally work on it on Saturdays unless we've got something else going on. You know, we've got the middle of. But
I kind of was hoping my snowman would show up a little more, but it's not bad. I mean, when you see him, he's not bad.
Well, that was the purpose of this fabric, because I wanted to make sure that snowman showed up.
Right, but I mean, if you look at what the model is, I mean, it's basically on ivory or white almost.
What does it say?
I bet it's over by the 18 count. That's just a weird word to say.
I don't know. I guess
it's an 18 count gray Ada.
Oh, gray. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna say that.
No. But it doesn't look gray in the picture.
No.
Anyway.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, you just can never until you see it in person. But that was that. And I had to cram it in. We've all decided we need a next retreat bag. I think Tammy's working on it. That has a box bottom.
And Judy's the one she did.
And Judy has So Judy has this beautiful bluebird fabric, and Tammy made this retreat bag, but it's so nice and open and has a box bottom, which would allow more for, I don't have one of hers, but for the taller ones. And I usually have a big retreat bag. I think it was Cricklewood Crossing or Retreat project bag.
Yes.
That one is usually in the Cricklewood, and so I had to move it into something smaller to fit in my retreat bag.
The retreat bag. I forgot. I did work actually on sea glass.
You did,
one day,
you were,
and I forgot to bring it in here. Oh. But I did I'm now over to the far right,
and I have a
picture. Design.
So we can, we'll put the picture in.
Yes, I did send you a picture of that. So I did work on that. And then what else did you work on?
Well, zero stitching Thursday, but what I did do was, which Linda told me, that's a waste of time. Because I was basically in the so I got sick.
Yeah.
So I knew I wanted to start Liberty's Welcome to join. Oh, that's upside down. I'm so sorry. Let's get it straight. Anyways, me and Jen, and then there's several others. It's like you do an American Welcome.
Yes.
There is a bunch of people stitching on Liberty's Welcome, and I've had the pattern. And then Jen, she got it, and she grabbed a couple other ones too. But this has been on my mind since I saw it at the retreat at Biltmore.
Oh.
And the woman was stitching it on, and I shared it before. You can look it up. She's super sweet. Anyway, so she was stitching on 28 count mushroom. And I'm like, yeah, that's it for me. It's going to be big. It's going to be grand. I don't care. So I just am enjoying it so much. And so Jen graciously picked me up the floss because I'm doing all DMC except for the roof, which we changed the color to. Anyway, so I sat and wound my threads.
Yeah, you did. I'm going, I can't believe you're sitting there winding threads.
Yep. So I had my patriotic floss drops from Teen Egner, and I sat there and wound, and it was mindless. But when somebody new walked up, and I did it, and I pulled it up, and then I don't know if that's when we went to dinner, but either way, yeah, Linda was like, "That's just waste time."
I did. It's stitch time,
but it looks so pretty, and now we have a new friend, Fancy Stitcher. I missed out. There was one thing I wanted in the annex, and I knew they were going to be gone like hotcakes. But they were scissor fobs with the wooden beads that said Stitch, and it had that clay, like a clay tomato.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, there was like 2, so I didn't get one. But sweet as it is, and the scissors Linda generously gave me 1 year for Christmas. But Fancy Stitcher, she had these that she was giving out, so she gave me one of those with the X's. Yeah. So it worked out good, and I had my start there, and I haven't put it down since.
No, you've been really working on it.
Yeah, and I'm having a blast. So this is where I'm at. Is that in there?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. There you go. Oopsie, other way.
Yep, other way.
I'm almost. Yeah, I've got welcome in the, you can't see it. So
so you've got just a little bit more on your side.
Yes.
Or on this side, I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah. I've got to finish. What I'll do is, I did it the same way over. What I'll do is when I finish filling in around the word welcome, then I'll count what I've got left, because it's another good chunk. It's just like here on the other side. Yeah. So, and then I'll know, again, it's a nice big size piece of fabric, and we'll see how I feel. I don't mind working on a yard of fabric.
I can't do that.
But I stitch in hand.
Yeah, so it's different.
It's just like a blanket.
Q-snap. I'd have to have, I don't know what to roll it all up.
Well, let me tell you, that 3051 in the grass, I think I bought I have gone through over, or probably 3. I mean, because I'm doing 2 over 2.
Sure.
I'm still that
person. I love the coverage.
But I'm a little disappointed in the white. I'm doing the called for. But the white, oh dear gosh, you can see it in the window.
Yeah, and you can see it, and you can see it in person.
But it just kind of the white, it's like a little front porch pillars. They don't jump out at me huge. But again, I'm just enjoying this ride. Yeah. And after being sick, and it was the perfect piece. And I started at the bottom so I could jump right into the grass. And Jen started at the top. So she's got the roof going now. Yeah. She finally feels good enough. She said on the way to say hi, and that she can now fill in, which the roof we're using, we did steal the color that was converted when we saw it. And it was gunmetal. Oh, okay. So we're using Wheats Dye Works gunmetal. And when you see... Oh,
that looks good.
Yeah, when you see gunmetal and the variation that it gives you on the roof, I'm like, yeah, all the other DMC is perfect. Right. And then the eagle goes on top of it. And this eagle is what?
That's what got you. What got you?
That made me go crazy. So that's all I've been really stitching on at night. I've been doing some designing, and that's been fun. But yeah, stitching, this has gotten all my love.
Well, one of the other things I worked on at StitchCon, in fact, I think the first day, I didn't get much stitching done, but anyway, is American Welcome, Plum Street's American Welcome. And this is a sal that Debbie from Snug Harbor Crafts and I had decided that when we talked in Stitch West in April, that we would love to stitch it together, and we do a sal. So we had not pick the date. You know, we both had stuff going on and we wanted to get through it till June 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now there's another Sal out there and we're kind of combining them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Joy, Carolina Stitcher. And I know Christy from Floss Boss and Cousins, a stitch spender. She's also doing it. This is how far I got. I will say it was fun at StitchCon because we had announced anyone that's stitching it with us. If you'd like to join us, we'd love to take a picture of everybody as they're stitching it. And we'd only been stitching it for maybe a week or so. And it was so fun to see some had started in the top corner.
Right.
Some had started on the bottom. I start in the middle. So we have.
You always go to the good stuff.
Yeah, I do.
She always goes to the good stuff.
And so it was really neat to see everybody's fabric, where they were. But mine's on 32 count.
And you're really not getting to
Harvest.
This is pretty good color.
Golden Harvest it's a yellow, and I can't seem to get the pictures to turn out real well.
Yeah, and it's not yellow. It's like butter creamy.
Yeah,
but
kind of creamy.
It has modeling in it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really pretty. I want to say it's kind of like a grandma stuffing, even though
it is.
don't.
It's a little bit darker than grandma stuffing.
Yeah, I like it.
It's
a very rich color.
I will say that I made the mistake. I got the pattern when it was released at market. When it was originally released as a retreat piece, it used color and cotton fibers. There were like 7 color and cotton fibers. I decided that when she released it with alternative weeks Joe Arts. So I chose those.
Mm-hmm.
But as I started stitching, I just wasn't happy with some of the colors that didn't look quite right. Mm-hmm. So I spent the last 2 days actually ripping out that blue house. I hadn't done a lot of it.
Oh, I love what you used, though.
I ordered the color and cotton.
Oh, that's nice.
I ordered the color and cotton.
What color is that?
It's called Daydream
Blue.
It's called Daydream.
That's dreamy.
Isn't that pretty?
Yes, that is.
You can't really tell. I use floss away bags.
That's a waste of time.
You stick them in the bag and
then you got the mess and they.
So I had outlined the house and I had put some blue in and I really didn't like it. And the other thing was I went to do the chimney and the alternative colors were the same color as this gray.
Oh, so I didn't.
So I went ahead and ordered the color and cotton, which I'm really glad that I did now.
I love the red too.
The red
house is so
the red
nice.
House is pretty. So
beautiful.
That was a lot of fun. So we're still working on that. And so I did work on that at StitchCon for just a little bit.
And you're doing the whole thing, right?
I'm doing the whole thing.
All right.
Yeah. And I really think if you look at it, I mean, the middle section, that's a good portion of it.
Oh, yeah, but you got the whole water.
Yeah, water.
You got that whole water going on there, girlfriend. You and your water.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, but I never noticed
there's a pelican.
And
there's one right up here, too.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's a seagull.
Oh, yeah, that's a seagull.
Yeah, that's a seagull.
Okay.
That's all right. She's only a native Floridian.
All right. So, let's see. What else? Oh, we started a Sal at Brick City right after I'd started that one.
Yeah, you had a lot.
Yeah, I know. A lot more than normal.
Yeah.
I have more whips.
Your whips are.
And this is American Sampler.
That you're flying on.
Yeah, it's really so much fun.
This is American Sampler by Primrose Cottage. There's a lot of people doing this.
There is. And I saw this at Stitch West. She had not released it yet, but she had it stitched and it was just gorgeous. And so I knew when she did it, I thought, I've got to get that. Of course, then when we got it at Brick City, everybody said, oh, yeah, I love it. So
how do you get these?
Those are different.
Oh, different. Oh, I was like, oh, I love these on the back.
Yeah.
Because those would be great patriotic fillers.
Yeah. So this was, where did I stitch that on? Oh, this is another piece of Fortnite fabric I had in my stash. It's called Chic, C-H-I-C. But Jean at the shop had gotten a lot of their stuff originally, and I loved it and bought it. And again, I think it's one of my last pieces in the stash.
Nice.
But it's very close to this one, very close fabric-wise. A little bit darker.
Well, I think it looks little more vintage country mocha, but muted.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely the same.
But the colors really show up well.
This is a rich color.
A real rich color, and the whites show up good on it. But I still have quite a bit to do. That house, I haven't even started the house. But
how big is the house? Oh, I got it here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big house.
Not bad though.
No, it's not bad. Yeah.
That looks pretty fun.
Yeah, I really worked on this quite a bit because I was waiting on the color and cotton fibers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the border at the bottom.
I know that border is beautiful.
What are you waiting for? Just finish it up.
No, well,
I love when I sent something, I kept posting the grass, and Jen goes, "Come on, aren't you finished yet? It's only an acre of grass." I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. My goal was to try to get it done before the 1st of July, but I don't think that's going to happen. I
bet if you have days.
We'll see.
You can do it.
I have a special piece that I'm going to be starting July 1st, and it's really a secret stitch, but I'll show bits and pieces of it as it goes, so it'll be a lot of fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess that's all my whips, which is enough.
I only have one. I think I only have one last thing to share because Jen has like fabric and like the pattern. I don't remember what pattern I got from Keepsake.
Oh.
I don't know how I don't remember.
I can't imagine.
All I know is I didn't have to pay any of it if I'd had my gift card with me. True. So what you got there?
Well, I actually went on Stash Unload, and I have loved this ever since I saw your mom's.
Yes.
And
I forgot a
I've
picture and found it.
looked for it. Never been, and all of a sudden, Stash Unload it popped up, and I thought, oh yeah, I gotta get that. I love that.
Yes, it is absolutely phenomenal when it's done, and I don't know if she changed because hers is a dyed color.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh yeah. So
it's just DMC.
They're calling for straight DMC, but I promise you,
she probably
I'm gonna have to look
gloss.
at that.
That
looks. Yeah. Okay, I gotta look because that's not right.
That color
that's right. But
that color you gave me last time.
Yes.
That was the new
dye,
the red that you gave me.
Farmhouse Flossie's red.
I have that.
Antique Santa
would be good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll pull it out and see because it's just in my closet and make sure. But I swear that it was.
But that would be good.
That would be good. That'd be really good. I feel like she did the pipe in black too.
Well, pull it out and we'll take a look at it. Yeah. And I love drawn thread. In fact, I'm anxious. I think next Tuesday, my big Simply seasonal ones that Peter and I were doing together, and he is working on, is going to be done framed.
The square ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found these drawn threads on Stash Unload, and I thought it was really cute. And they're oldie but goodies, which I love oldie but goodies sometimes.
This one doesn't have a really good picture.
No, it's one is from 96 and one is from 99.
Winter Welcome, little band sampler.
So cute. And what's so funny with drawn threads, and I've done a few smaller ones, Christmas ones, these pictures don't do it justice.
This is really cute. This almost looks like a prairie schooler in the bottom. It's a little scene with some kids that are skiing and a dog. That's really cute. That's really cute.
So those
are going to be fun.
Those really are my only haul, other than I think you had turned me on to this that was on eBay.
Oh, yes.
She's always sending me stuff on eBay. Look at this, Well, and this was really cute.
It was.
So this will fit right in with my little decor that's out now, my coastal stuff. Right. So I'll put it out with that. But it was really cute.
Yeah. I love that. I like this on the glitter.
I know, isn't it fun on the glitter? Yeah.
That's so cute.
Little bow.
Sometimes I don't want to. It's like when I got the mouse one. I wouldn't stitch that. No. I wouldn't be inclined. But it doesn't mean I don't love it.
I know, and I probably
would love nautical, but
yeah.
You stick true to more like the lighthouses and what you're working on. And that's fun.
Yeah.
So I think, hey, so they're just supporting a small little shop.
Yeah.
So, well, I think am I down to these two? Do we
I
want to
think
check
you
our
are.
notes?
Yeah, I think you are, because we've talked about our starts and
Okay.
whips and finishes, and yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans before we
Well,
go to this?
I
you
think
have your...
the only thing that would be is I mentioned July 13th. We're having the sit and stitch Ocala
right
at a bigger location. I think she can do up to 80 or 100 now.
Okay.
So there may be still openings. Actually, on July the 4th, Jean at the shop at Brick City is having a July 4th barbecue. She's going to cook hot dogs and everybody's bringing dishes.
Cute.
So there's maybe 12 or 13 of us going to that.
That's cute.
And then the end of July, we've got Stitch Florida.
Yes. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm excited. There's some new people that I finally get to meet face to face.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. Missy's coming down from Maine.
Yes.
And I know there's all kinds of other people that I haven't seen that are coming.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of first-time retreaters.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really nice retreat. And I'm so looking forward to not having to travel as much, but
Orlando.
It's here.
Yeah.
So that feels great.
It's great too. It was great at StitchCon I love when they do the states.
Yes.
We always have a big contingency from Florida. So it's always great to.
Yeah, we had 21. I think one other state beat us out.
Probably Ohio.
I can't remember, maybe. We had somebody from Dubai this year.
And several ladies from British ladies, I believe.
Yes, we three. A couple
I think
of three.
So,
but, I mean, it's phenomenal where they all travel from.
Yeah.
I miss Ice Stitcher. I missed a couple that we normally get to see. We didn't, but anyway. So it was fun. So I did do the other day. I did do a little shopping. There was one that I forgot to share. I'll share that one first. 1 second here. I had done it a while back, and Tina and I jumped on it, and I'm starting to feel like I'm in the mood for Halloween stitching.
Yeah, it's going to be soon.
I'm going to keep going with what I'm doing, but
it's a crochet a go.
Yes.
Okay.
So anyways, this is called Madame Fortune.
Very cute.
And it's all about the cats.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, Tina and I don't know when we're going to stitch it. She's working on some birthday ones. But it's just got all these little black cats, and she's sitting there. Looks like she's either
adorable.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
And it says paw readings, which I absolutely love.
Really cute.
So that was one that I'd gotten before we traveled, and then the other one, the couple of days ago, maybe 3 days or whatever, Twin Peak Primitives had released Jolly July. And it is very patriotic. I don't know if I'll stitch it on black, but I will share with you that my idea here is I would prefer it almost like it's a seal and remove the sleigh. Okay. So it won't be Christmas for me at all. And then I will probably chart 1776 in between the two flags or above the seal, however you want to call it. So
right up in there.
Right up in here. It'll either have 1776 or USA or something like that. So I'll stitch the rest first. But I loved, I like that it was still grand, but and I do love the black. It pops up. I didn't even mind it. Like, I love the cardinal. But
I like.
I mean, you could, But my biggest thing was just
you want to keep it.
I want to keep it patriotic, and so it'll be interesting. But I love their color charts, and their, it's one of those things that I just felt like when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, I want all of that. And I love seeing things that I can instantly go, oh, that's just straight stitching. That's just So I feel like I'll enjoy the stitch, and I think lately that's kind of where I'm trying to stick with when I do purchase something, is I want to know that I'm not going to want to, shoot myself because I started something so in depth and then still have to stitch my own models. Right. So when I saw this, I thought, geez, to be really honest, even if I just did the emblem in the middle, it's cool. So Jolly July, Twin Peak Primitives, and like I said, I think
they just released this?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll just remove Santa. And
I
know I won't be stitching on black.
No.
But we'll see. But I had to, sometimes you just got to add to your stash.
Oh, yeah.
And I did make a purchase yesterday.
Oh.
I did. Susan Stanley, Stitch in Time, put out her next, I don't know what she calls it, because sometimes I don't catch what people's doing. And I know she has a new shop, and last year she did some dolls, like dolls box. But she puts out some like Civil War type fabric boxes, and they're really pretty. So she coordinates the fabric, cuts them, and then it's just this little beautiful thing she puts together. So I jumped on that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I jumped on that. So I know there's only 65 that she puts together.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, I don't know how good my Wi-Fi is here, but Susan Stanley has a FlossTube, and what am I looking for? I'm trying to see what she calls it. But she's done, I think this was her 4th one. Let me see here.
Oh.
You got your glasses on?
I do have my glasses on.
It's this one. See how she's...
You want me to...
There, what's it called? Textile Interpreters
Collection.
Right. And so if I show this...
Oh, I see.
She's revealing the fabrics, and they're just really pretty. So anyways, I have to admit, I love the blues. And so I love that she really, really, really is so informative on quilts and Civil War. For instance, those are just, I love that.
I've watched a couple of her first couple of FlossTubes where she talked a lot about.
So this is her, I think it's her 4th one, and the rest of them all sold out, but I think she produces like 60 of them. I jumped really well. Because I feel like the price of that for the size, even when we did the quilting shop, it's fun to have the fabric to say that I want this to be backed in it. And who was it that had Como? Who had the phenomenal Lincoln fabric?
Como stitches Friday night. Yeah, I'm sure they went like...
My budget wasn't there.
Yeah.
But,
I love her.
My
and this is one of her bags.
Is it?
Yeah, this is... She does
a Como?
Beautiful. Yeah.
But she does, there was some...
Yeah.
It was called Pride and Grace, Pride and something.
It had Eagle, and it had...
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln?
Yes, it had Lincoln. It had the Lincoln Monument. It was beautiful patriotic fabric. But there was a series, anyways, and she did. I think it was one of the what do you call
Project
it?
folders.
A folder.
Portfolio.
And there was a set, and I just So I did the next best thing. I went out to Etsy. I searched Lincoln fabric.
Oh, did you?
It popped up, and I was able to grab a few quarter yards.
Okay.
Just have.
Okay.
So, yeah. I kind of just jumped right on that. But I don't. Other than that,
yeah, I think we're good.
I don't know when we'll get together next, but I know it's going to go fast.
Yeah, it'll go fast. A couple of weeks, we'll probably be close to that 13th, that Saturday. Yeah, we'll have to look at the calendar and decide, but a couple of weeks maybe.
Okay. And I mean, for me, Stitch Floor is basically going to be setting up.
Yeah.
Because I'll be a vendor there, setting up, and because my husband he always has to take vacation time for me to do all the travel. For this one, he's not. So I'll work it out, but I will be there all day Saturday. So I'm excited. And I'm going to try and push for Friday night.
Oh, good.
Like maybe he can we can end his day a little early, and then I'll get down there good Friday night to stitch and stay late or whatever.
Diane and I think we're going to work it where she comes. I meet her halfway or something. She's going to pick me up. We're going Wednesday night. So we'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It was so good to see her.
Yeah, it was
so good to see her smiling and taking it all in. Everybody has different personalities, and you never know what each person is thinking. And we know for the most part, but
she's very quiet. And
but
she takes everything in.
Yeah, she knows exactly.
I was a little worried because it can be very overwhelming at first.
I was worried about Jen the first year because a lot of times you have people say 300 people, and it is really hard to explain that it isn't the feeling. You you do get that, but at the same time, it's not like that.
Mm-mm.
But it was great to see her
Yeah,
laughing and smiling. So we wish you well. We're going to have a lot of pictures in here, so
Yep.
have fun looking through them. And we'll get together hopefully. I would guess we could probably we'll squeeze in a FlossTube before then.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll talk to Peter once the shop has air.
Yeah. And then
Because
maybe
we
we
meet
can
there.
get him on board. And do
We'll
one
see
there.
if he's available.
Yeah.
That would be good. And we don't have any other holidays, right?
No. July 4th.
Yeah, but like
I mean,
we're done Mother's Day,
no,
Father's
no.
Day. We don't have.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, we're good to go. All right. That it?
It's been fun.
All right. It has been fun. And as always, we're very appreciative to all of you. So thank you for supporting us
Yes.
and watching us and the shout outs. And a very special thank you to Keepsakes and Pam and Steph and their incredible team. I finally pulled off a picture with her son.
I saw that. That was really good. That was
yeah,
really good.
in line, and he was so. I can end with this story. It was really cute because the line once you get in the morning splits. It's registration, and it was A through K.
It's all good.
It's just almost peed my pants right on the floor.
It's all good.
Okay, it was just a little magnetic board. Anyways, it was A through K went to the left, right? L through Z went to the right.
Right.
So he comes out and he starts telling us A through K to the left. Well, he kept getting mixed up. A through, and he finally just is like, forget it. And he just wrote it on his, so when you see him, the pictures, him writing it on his hand, and everybody was laughing. But anyways, I'm always really appreciative to what they do to put that whole thing on because it's a blast.
And for 2 weekends.
In 2 weekends, and I know we get home. I kid you not. I feel like I need a week and just tell it is. I don't get how it can be that exhausting. Sometimes I think it's the drive for us.
I think it's a drive. A lot of it's a drive.
But get home and it's just like my husband always laughs because I don't talk too much about it the first little bit. And then when I get together with my dad or someone, I'll be like, oh, and this happened, and then the auction happened, and then we raised this much, and Randy looked at me and he's like, why didn't I hear any of this? I'm like, dude, I cannot talk when I get back from these retreats right away.
What happens with me is we get home and I'm so hyped up, I want to stitch.
Yes, because you can't
go
stitch.
over and it's 8 or 9 o'clock, and I stitch late at night anyway. And I'll go to pick it up, and she'll look at me. Haven't you had enough of that?
Yes, I hear the same thing. And I'm like, I cannot wait. I'll usually tell him in the car, I can't wait to get home and stitch. And he's like, how can you even think about it? I'm like, because I didn't hardly stitch, So yeah, you get seeing everybody. It's the inspiration. Y'all are very inspirational. So, all right, we'll catch you later on the flip side, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye guys. Don't forget to floss.
Don't forget to floss.